I'm on my go gadget flow. I'm on my go gadget flow. So what's poppin', people? Welcome to RadarVault again. It's Mecca. You already know what time it is. Every season is a Mecca season, so I stay posted. I'm chopping it up with my homeboy Ugo, an entrepreneur, a CEO, a business owner. So shit. Like, whatever it is you want to know about Ugo, you're going to have to do that later. I'm sure I'll probably put a link or some kind of, direction to where you can hook up with the nigga. But anyways, we have Ugo on the show, man. Ugo, what's good?
I'm good, bro.
You
Thanks
good?
for having me, man.
Oh, shit, man. It's a pleasure, my nigga. You know I got you anytime.
You put my Instagram on this, so like...
Yeah. I should put your Instagram on the...
on the screen and shit.
I'll definitely put it, but for the purpose of the audio, those that just listen to the audio, just call it out for them. Just let them know.
Ugopreneur, like that's like Ugo with entrepreneur at the end, so Ugopreneur.
Ugopreneur, that's what it is, my people. Ugopreneur. So
on Instagram, Twitter, everything.
Everything. So yeah, you're gonna have to look for a link. I'll put that up somewhere, man. So Ugo, man, how's your day? How's your day today, man?
I'm chilling, man. Like, what time is it now? Like 8 p.m.
Yeah,
it's about tonight. Yeah. I think I have malaria, to be honest, but I don't know. I feel like shit, but I'm good. But now that I'm here, I'm good.
Have you taken something for it?
No, I took paracetamol, but...
Oh, come on. Everybody solves that issues with paracetamol in this goddamn city, man. Everybody solves it with paracetamol. I think I'll
be fine. Bro, I'm a soldier, man. I'll be fine.
Feeling feverish?
yeah, I'm sweating.
Oh, you just need someone to rub your belly. That
would be nice. That
particular person.
Number one.
Yeah. One and only.
Yeah.
I'm playing with you, my nigga. I like having you around. So yeah, this is RadarVault, and we're gonna be having a few conversations, a few topics. I just like to come out here, kick it, relax. It's just like a self-expression platform for me, particularly, but. On the good side, we're talking retirement and everything that has to do with retirement. When is the perfect time to retire? Is it necessary to retire? The idea behind retiring somebody and leading up to the importance of a housewife, if that's a necessity. So if that's the kind of vibe you're feeling today, or whenever you're listening to this, so just stay tapped in, man. So Ugo, man, before we jump into all that, right, what was the process coming out here? We know Lagos and the hecticness of Lagos. Like, was it a smooth transit?
It's fine. Like, it's Sunday, so there's no traffic.
No traffic, yeah.
Sunday. And I came all the way from the mainland, so.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like the usual 1 hour journey, but I was like, no traffic in the way.
It just feels like it's Sunday, just that, like, you get like a free pass to just explore the city at its max without like
quiet, like no cars on the road, no like police are not around, so it's all good, man.
Yeah. We talked about Lagos in the previous episode, and this is just pretty much why I just thought I'd throw that in, because Lagos has its moments. So
Lagos has its moments, bro.
I tell you, man. So tell me, what do you think in terms of retirement? What's your own understanding of it? What do you feel like when someone asks you, when do you think you're gonna retire?
When I think I'm going to retire, I think like for me, like I don't think anybody should retire, but that's just like a personal preference. Because the whole idea of retiring is like you go home and you don't do anything at all, and that's for me. That's like I can't do that. Like I love working, I love business, I like doing business, I like talking to people, like being in leadership, all that stuff. So I don't think I'll ever stop. I could wind down, like do less of it. Like, or work like 3 days a week and like rest the rest of the day. But like to permanently be doing nothing, I think that's just like a quicker way to die. Like, it's not, because, just sitting at home for like doing nothing, watching TV, eating food, you're just getting fat, you're not moving around, you're not exercising your mind or nothing. So I don't think I would ever retire, but I would I'll just wind down, chill.
But for some people, they say finances is the major key. Like, regardless of whether or not, they might be lazy or whatever the circumstances, the finances is the major issue. Like, if they reach a certain threshold or milestone in their life financially, and they feel like they might not have any problems or any issues along the line in terms of raising families and all that responsibility, some of them feel like once they have that stability, they feel like they don't need to do anything, that they could retire.
Yeah, for sure. Like, once you make enough money, like, you don't really need to work. Like, when I say I'm not going to retire, it's not like I wouldn't be working for money at that point. Like it's not like if I ever don't go to work, I wouldn't have money to take care of myself. So I'd probably like work up to a certain extent. Like this is the whole reason why I'm in entrepreneurship, right? I don't want to I want to own my own businesses, yeah?
Yeah.
So if I own like, I don't know, 2 or 3 companies that pay me passively by the time I'm like 40, like I wouldn't work anymore. The kind of work I would want to do at that point is like philanthropic stuff, like helping kids out, like charity stuff. Yeah. But I'll still consider it work because I'll do it every day, I'll do it.
But that means you're still working, because the idea is, let's take, for instance, some people, their objective is to acquire a massive amount of income, like residual income, where like the money's flowing consistently and they don't have to do anything. All they just have to do is sleep and wake up, and their money works for them.
Yeah, but that's boring, man. Like sleep and wake up every day.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people's ambition is.
Have you tried it?
To sleep and wake up? Yeah. I mean, if you try to tell me that if I was given the opportunity, right, to just sleep and wake up and be making money consistently, I would say no to that.
Okay, what would you do? Like, okay, I've had like, let's say a weekend.
I'll concentrate on other things. I'll concentrate on probably family, raising my kids, hobbies.
Okay, kids. List. Yeah.
I could put up like a whole list on something about my own bucket list and just try, knocking them out. Like one of my bucket lists is to fly a plane. Yeah, literally.
A passenger plane?
No, like a proper plane. I could be the co-pilot, obviously, but I want to just have that moment where like I control the navigation. You understand what I mean? When I turn to the right, the plane turned right. I just want that
makes you feel big and control.
I might not be involved in the landing because I know landing is like the crucial moment, like takeoff and landing are like before you go on autopilot or auto cruise. But that's part of the things I'll put on my bucket list. So if I had all that financial income, I wouldn't mind sleeping and waking up knowing that all I just have to do is just knock up a few things on the list.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but like, okay, like I've been on holiday, let's say like for a month or 2, where I do all that kind of stuff. So bucket list, travel here, go see this place, sightseeing, go shopping. But after like 2 or 3 weeks, I'm bored, man. I want to get back in the office. I want to build something, I want to make like work. I want to make money, Yeah. So I think maybe that's just me personally, but I would never. So
regardless of whether or not you have that massive stream of income coming in, you just still want to be in the work environment, the working force.
Yeah. And if my work isn't like I said, my work could change. It doesn't have to be like a job or like CEO of something, trying to make money or have targets and all that stress. Like stuff like I said, philanthropic stuff. Like if I run a charity.
Yeah.
Or like an NGO or something.
Pretty much what is expected from people like in royal places, like in
Europe. I'm a royal nigga, man. What are you saying, man?
African blooded now. Rooted. But yeah, that's pretty much what like all them Queen Elizabeth, Prince Charles and all that.
That's what Bill Gates does.
Philanthropic affairs and appearances and things like that.
Yeah, like Bill Gates don't work no more.
Would you classify that as working, or is it just not? It's just to make an appearance and just sort of impute, i.e., contribute and donate.
Dude, you get up every day, wear a suit. You have to be somewhere at a certain time.
For the media.
You have to be somewhere at a certain time. You have to answer to people. Like you have to be in meetings. That is work, man.
Okay,
that's what I do now. Anyway,
so you prefer you think that if you have so much money right now that you don't need to work a day in your life, you would still wake up and
I do that. I think I'll do that philanthropy, or I will like test my crazy ideas. Like I have some weird ass ideas. Like I wonder what would it be like to have a burger chain that has no meat in the burger, like something crazy like that, or like
space exploration.
Yeah, what would it be like to have a restaurant where like the people who serve are dogs? Like the servers are like dogs bringing your food. Like if I have enough money, I'll do shit like that. Just see if it works.
Richard Branson type thing.
Yeah.
Spaceships.
This is wild shit, man. Like why retire, man? Like you just die quickly, man. Like I see people who like they retire, they're sitting at home, and all of a sudden, like health problems, like they have cancer, or they can't walk well because they get fat and stuff. But nah, man.
But that's where you have like that's why you have a team of people, because you have so much finances. You can have a team of people that their responsibilities is to ensure that all those aspects are being coordinated properly. You have your trainer, you have you have someone in charge of your diet,
dietitian, cook.
You have you have your cook.
I don't know if you try a housewife now.
we're getting to that very soon.
Fuck that.
And you have all that, so they'll put all that in check so that you don't get.
Yeah, I see what you mean, man. I see what you mean, but I think it's more about like my mind, like. If my mind isn't busy, like trying to, like figure things out, I just feel like I get dull. Like I'm not sharp anymore. I want to be thinking, solving problems every day. I think that's worth it every single day.
But what if you get to a point where your body physically can handle that amount of pressure?
You see, that's a different ball game now.
That just applies to old age, basically.
Yeah. I do feel like I want to I want to do sports till I die. Like I'll be going to the gym.
Okay.
I've told my family, like once I get to like 40, I'll stop eating like red meat or anything. I'll stop eating like.
Funny enough, I was actually talking about this. Like I was talking about this.
No carbs, all that crap.
I was talking about this. Like I was like, regardless of how many spices you put in the meat, I still feel like humans that eat meat, we're all cannibals. I eat meat. I eat turkey. I eat chicken. Right, but. I was thinking the other day, I was telling myself it looks like at some point in my life I might have to go vegan, because that's cannibalism in a sense.
Yeah, that shit's killing you, man. Like
and
it's nice, but it's killing you.
We're changing DNA, we're swapping DNAs, or we're processing DNAs.
Yeah.
There's all these animals that have DNAs in them. And then we have that, we're processing that, and so I'm in my head, like, isn't that part of the reasons why a lot of all these diseases prop up, cancer and all these things?
That is true.
You understand? So
I wouldn't know, but it sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah. So I was thinking about it the other day, funny enough, talking about like just quitting meat and all that, but I haven't gotten there yet though. So
I also think like processed food as well is a big problem.
Yeah.
Because all the shit you buy right now is like in a box or in a can or something, like cereal, milk, you got powdered milk, you buy like tuna in a can. All that shit has like chemicals in it that's killing you slowly. Like
preservatives.
Yeah. So I want to get to a point in my life where I only eat natural things.
Yeah.
Where I grow everything I eat. Like all my veggies are grown in my house. Yeah. If I'm going to eat animals, I'm rearing them myself. You know what I mean? And whatever I'm feeding those animals, I grew it in my house. Like I get to that point, I think I can like extend my life long enough. If I'm doing all that diet-wise and I'm working out as well, playing basketball, like I already do, I think I can live to like 70 or 80 or something. Like good quality of life as well. Like still schooling niggas on the courts, like at 75.
I think with the right, I think you can actually do that too. Like with the right amount of resources, you can also still do that for coming back to retirement. So like, take for instance, like what age what he died? Is it Prince Harry or so?
Oh yeah. The Duke of Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, yeah. Isn't that 99 or something?
Yeah, 99 years old. He died like.
Yeah, 99. And like for me, that was
by the way, shout out DMX, man. DMX died the same day.
Same day. That was a life well lived, excuse me. And like I'm sure that his majority of life was only being preserved.
Yeah. You see, that's what I hate. Like towards the end of the life, like when they're like somewhere around 80 and stuff, they become a burden on everybody else.
Yeah.
Like that someone has to always take care of them. They can't walk on their own. They can't go to the bathroom on their own. Like I don't want to live like that, man. If I get to that point, just kill me, man. Like just check out, bro. I'm out.
For real?
Fuck that.
You won't go. Would you,
bro.
Like, come on. I mean, there might be much more to life. Like you might take out that time to really like look back and reflect on like what your life has been and the point it is at the moment, and you just meditate.
This is why I'm hoping I will eat like natural only, work out every day until I'm at that point, man. When I'm at that point, I wouldn't have to live like that or be a burden to anyone. Yeah.
Wow. So you're really telling me that right now, you're an old guy. Probably, probably
listen,
they put you in a
care home.
In a care home.
Fuck that, man.
In a retirement home, and you're just kicking it. And you're sitting down, and you just get frustrated.
I'm pissing on myself.
You just call the nurse one day and say, "Look, I need you to pull the plug on me."
I'm checking out, bro. That's the shit, man. Listen. I'll say this now, and then that time comes, and I'll be like, "No, I don't want to die." So
Exactly.
I don't know. But I think, looking at my life right now, like I want to live like this forever,
Yeah.
So I don't think, yeah. We'll see when we get there now. If I even live that long ago, because I live in Lagos, so anything can happen to me.
But look, other than the fact that you could give them that instruction, I feel like you must also be in like a condition for them to be able to make that decision for you. So if you're healthy, I don't think anyone can pull the plug on you, regardless.
Yeah. I think it's illegal though. I'm not even sure. Like, there's a word for it.
If you're on life support, there's a process you have to go through.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll probably even take you to court, depending on the circumstance.
Yeah.
Because some people, they feel like if you have so much money, you can be on life support forever. And so there's a law in place that, regulates that because, you get me? So you might have to go to court. If you win the case, then, they might not pull the plug. If you don't, and, you would have no choice because they need the consent of the person's.
Yeah, I think someone gets like right of attorney or something. I don't know. Someone in your family has to decide.
Yeah.
Since you can't speak, they decide whether you go or not.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I hope that person is my wife and she just like, man, dude, I know what you want. Check out, man. Peace. Peace, baby.
Okay, so fine, all right. I understand. You have your own restrictions in terms of whether or not your retirement is good for you. For me particularly, I feel like I wouldn't mind retiring if I have everything in place to the point where when I do retire, I can sustain myself properly. Yeah.
So look, tell me, like, what are you going to do every day now? Like, you're retired, you're at home.
Yeah.
You have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
What you do? You wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do?
Well, for
besides getting like a blowjob and stuff, like what else after that?
for the most part, yeah. I just wake up. I've always said this. I want to stay on an island. Given the fact that like I just want it to be me in this tranquil environment. So the first thing I'll do is to just step out the house and just walk around. You get me? To just sit back and meditate and think about a lot of things for myself. And then following that, it will just be a bunch of to-do lists in terms of my bucket list. I'm going to knock them out.
Yeah.
One at a time until I'm done with it. You understand? And then after that, it's just parenting,
Yeah,
That's
kids,
all.
yeah.
Supervising.
For me, like,
advising.
all that bucket list stuff.
Helping.
I want to do them now, like.
Managing.
Yeah. All that bucket list I want to do right now. Like, if it's having kids, I want to start having kids, like, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, if it's flying to visiting certain countries or, like, living in the countryside for a long time, like, I want to do that now. Like, while I'm still fully able to enjoy all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, like, I'm earning enough. I'm just doing it in the free time. Just like live your best life while you can, Not wait till the end when you have money and then start. You're like 60. You can't even. Like, I've never that's shit I haven't done, man. I haven't been with like a South African or something. I mean, like the things you want to do.
but what if circumstances don't?
Hey, babe, I'm joking.
But what if circumstances don't allow you, get to that? Like, what if the responsibilities that are placed on you as a young man, because now it's the time to run. Basically, now's the time to build a foundation. That's what a lot of people would say. Now's the time to really, get to work.
Yeah.
As opposed to what it would be when you're older. So what if circumstances don't allow you to do that? Like, given the hectic.
Yeah, the way I look at life, like I believe I'm in full control of my life, right? Every single thing that happens to me, I can determine it myself.
Yeah.
So I've already said to myself, I want to retire at 40, right? So most people like have this kind of plan. I say, oh, I want to be rich. I want to do this. but they don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So I've said myself, I want to retire at 40. Right now I'm 30. I just hit 30. So I have 10 years to retire. So if I look at my lifestyle when I'm 40, when I've retired, I say, okay, if I want to live in a house, in a 10-bedroom house in California or something, right?
Yeah.
I know the price of a 10-bedroom house in California. If I want to drive, I want to have 3 cars. I want to have a Lamborghini. I want to have a Range Rover and I want to have like a vintage car. I know the price of all those things.
Yeah.
Right. So right now I have a to-do list. So I've added up everything like to sum up the lifestyle I want to live then.
Yeah.
And I've spread my actions over the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Like from 30, every day or every month, there's something I have to achieve towards that goal. So that by the time I'm 40, I actually can retire. People don't actually look at life that way. Like,
so basically your idea is to put in work, a substantial amount of work as quick as you can.
Yeah.
For you to be able to retire early, right?
Yeah. Build assets. Yeah.
That's
build
what you're
assets.
trying to do.
Yeah.
So you're usually trying to retire yourself early, even in as much as you claim or you say that you're still not going to retire. So I'm still guessing, even when you do get to that point.
Wind down. I'll wind down.
Even when you do get to that point, chances are you'll probably still be going further.
Yes.
You wouldn't stop.
I feel so. Like, but I wouldn't need to work. Like, I could just wake up one day and say, today I want to go to Barbados for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm fine. And that's fine. Yeah, that's what I think about retirement.
Yeah.
You know? And nobody, there'll be no loss of income. There'll be nobody can tell me, you didn't come to work, or like, fuck that.
Well,
that's retirement for me.
Well, for me, I feel like if I wanted to retire, it's just basically finances. But then again, there are some people that are very spiritual and finances are not the major issue for them. Do you understand? Some people are just looking for peace of mind. And just the basics, just the basics. as long as they could have, as long as they regardless of what it is, it could be a family or whatever the case may be, as long as they just cover the basic fundamentals of life, they feel like they're good to go and they don't require to do anything else. So it just necessarily depends on the person. But for me, I feel finance is very important because like most people work all their life. They do the civil servant job. They work for companies. And at some point, you have to get to a point where like they're reliant on the pension that whatever company it is that they work for years are giving to them. And that's supposed to be their retirement, you know. And so they have that little source of income for them to sustain themselves. And most of the time, is never really, enough.
It's never enough.
Never enough. So you can imagine those kind of people that probably have that in place for themselves, and the only thing they look for towards their retirement is their pension money.
Yeah, look, listen, man.
And that's for a lot of people out here in Nigeria and Lagos.
In the world, like all over the world, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, but those people, they don't build assets. Like in your young age, your goal should be to build assets. You should be building things that make you money. Like you should be buying things that make you money or owning things that make you money.
But you have to understand that the ideology that like what has been implemented in a lot of us, especially most of us that are properly educated or
the traditional routes.
Yeah, a lot of people
go to school.
That hasn't been implemented in their lives. So what you would know and the idea on your structure, your path, and the steps you would take would be somewhat different from what they would do.
This is the bad thing about the schooling system that we have right now.
A lot of people out here good and accomplished is you finish youth service, you get a good job, you work for years, sustain your family, retire, and survive off your pension. And that's
till you die.
Till you die.
Like till you become a burden to someone else.
Or probably that.
Fuck that, man. You see, that's the thing. Like life right now, the way it's the way it's prescribed to us doesn't really prepare you for like financial freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. You will never earn more than you. How do I put it there? You will always spend more than you earn.
In as much as you're a very ambitious person and you have this drive and this structure that you've built yourself around and it works for you, it's difficult for a lot of other people because they don't reason the way you reason.
They don't think that way. Yeah, man. Like school doesn't teach you all of this. You'd have to like go out of your way to learn how to be financially free. Like it takes personal effort to do this.
Yeah.
Like all these things I'm saying about like building assets and making sure your assets pay you and you build assets in your young age till you're old enough. Like nobody teaches you that shit.
Yeah.
And it's terrible. Like, it's terrible. But I think that's just the way of the world. That's why the rich people are the 1% and everybody else is poor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, when you think about let me take it to music because I always have to take it to music because I'll be spitting my bars every now and then and dropping my lines here and there, but I always take it to music. So let's take for instance like J. Cole. You don't know J. Cole is a good rapper. It's an American rapper. And
Cole.
and in one of his songs, one of his major objective was to retire his mom. He said something about, you know, when I make it, you know, that 9 to 5 is true. You get me? Yeah. So a lot of people look up to that, with the idea that it's not even about them retiring themselves. It's the fact that they want to take away the people that they love from the condition and the circumstance that they've been in, and put them in a better place to where they can just enjoy the rest for the rest of their lives. So what would you say? Okay, fine. You don't want to work. You don't want to retire. You want to put in work or be a philanthropist. What would you say about retiring people that are around you and probably have a different mindset than you do?
Yeah. So like the way I see things, all my family members should. I want them to think the same way.
Don't expect them to think like you, man. That is the worst thing you're gonna have.
It's my job to put them in the situation where they can.
They can, but they would not always be like you.
I'm building assets. Yeah, all the next 5-10 years, I'm going to be building assets, more assets. These assets will pay myself, pay for my kids, pay for my wife, pay for people around me, people I love, my family as well. That's the goal. Okay. I want everybody to be cush, man. I don't want to there's always this thing I think, when people ask me for money or help or something. Yeah. I don't want to give people outright. Say, always say, take 10K or take 20K. Like that's a waste of time. I'd rather give you something that could make you that 10 or 20K. Or
put you in a
every
position.
Month. Yeah, put you in a position to do that. Yeah. Yeah, like my sister right now, she's really good at fashion. She's quite a creative person. She's a DJ as well. She does she designs clothing. She's good, she's really trendy. Like she goes out, she's got like a good network and stuff. Right. So I've encouraged her and pushed her to try and be an entrepreneur. Yeah. Because now she's taking those skills that she has and turning them into a business. Yeah. Right. And my job as her brother is to guide her, tell her exactly what she needs to do, how she needs to manage her business, how to scale, how to build structure around the company and stuff. So that when she's too old or when she's too tired or when she's ill, the business can just function on its own and keep paying her money. Yeah, that's the same position I want to put everybody in my family in, you know? So we're all imagine we could all take a week off, fly out to the Maldives together and just rather than taking them, right, and placing them in a position where they could just relax and not have to worry about life, you prefer to take them and put them in a position where they can thrive for themselves. Yeah. So that's your own take on it. That's it, man. But then again, I say take them and put them they'll do it themselves. My sister is she's good at what she does. Support, assistance. Yeah, you mentioned support. You mentioned guidance. You mentioned all those things. So that's going to be your major contribution. Yeah. So you said people won't think like me. My job is to help them understand what I understand. Okay, but what if you then have someone that is not really ready to understand that your ideology? But it's a lot of person. They have, because you see, everyone has their own goals and objectives. Everyone has their own dreams. And some people, they might be fixated in theirs and they might lose sight of the potentials of what can happen if they followed your direction. Yeah. So what if you have a sibling or a loved one or whoever, right, that is still fixated on what they want to accomplish for themselves, but somehow you have tried to explain certain things that will guide them, but they don't want to listen because they're fixated on what they're trying to establish. Yeah. What would you do? Heaven helps those who help themselves. That's what yo, man. I can't pay nobody's way. Hopefully, I'm a multi-billionaire and I could just credit everybody's account 1 million every month. Hopefully I could do that. But man, yo, man. If you're 80 or 70 and you can't take care of yourself, you haven't built assets up to that point, that's your business, man. No, for me, I love the idea of retiring somebody, right? But the only thing that I probably wouldn't do is the only determining factor for me particularly, I'd want to retire someone, okay? If I had the capabilities, regardless of what their intellects are or what their ambitions are, whatever direction they're going. I would love to retire people. But the only determining factor for me is the age. Now, if I feel that you are young
and you are old enough and you are capable physically, and there's nothing wrong with you. All you just have to do is spark a few fuse right here and there to get yourself moving, to that point. Then it's
but a lot of people don't have that drive. A lot of people don't have that drive to build something for themselves. And if you retire them, like that means you give them money or whatever. Yeah. You contribute to them being lazy.
That's why I said age is a very determining factor. So let's take, for instance, a person is not in their teens, they're middle age and whatnot. Okay, let's say they now get to their old age where I start seeing a few things like, time has dumbed down on them and they can't really do too much for themselves. And they're old, basically. Their bones are weak.
If
I probably would consider that.
Yeah. If someone has like special circumstances, like maybe someone is like ill or has had like a terminal illness that doesn't really help them, or maybe they had a bad life, they had gone through a bad divorce.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's for those. I can understand in those situations.
Like if they physically can, handle most of this life, issues and things like that, and get to certain
Some
ages.
people are unfortunate. Yeah.
So
hopefully that's not my portion.
It's good. And for me, like one major thing is like I would love to retire my parents. Like
that one for sure. When I say everybody on their own, I don't mean my parents. Definitely not.
I was
my mom.
I was about to get there. I was like, okay.
Nah, man, no. Mommy has tried to. No.
So for me, I feel like I could probably retire my mom, my parents, my dad. Put them in a position to just enjoy and try because they've put in a lot of work for me to get me to where I am.
Yeah. Like. You can't underestimate like it's.
But then again, think about it. We are being very right now. We're being very logical, and we're talking about this from different aspects, and we're weighing options, pros, cons, age, all that good stuff. But there are literally people out there, as we speak right now, my guy, on no joking level. You understand what I mean? On bad boy cruise, on shits, on I got it, I don't give a damn. Pause.
Yeah.
You get me? There are a bunch of men out there just retiring people, i.e. their wives. There are a lot of rich, wealthy, well-to-do human beings, guys. Age is not even a problem. Some are young.
Yeah.
Some are in their teens. And literally, they're retiring their wives.
Yeah,
so that's the topic. That's the conversation we're coming there.
You could.
We're coming there.
Yeah. We'll get there.
They take them and they put them in the house, and the tag is now your housewife, and your responsibility is the house and the kids. That's all.
Yeah, man. I still struggle with that one, man.
To the point where we have shows about it, Real Housewife of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Real Housewife of here, Beverly Hills, all that good stuff. So what would you say about that? Because it's still the same thing. And these are people that are not even close to them. This is just like their wives.
Yeah, for me, I still struggle with that one, man. People that do that. Because I think for my wife, the person I love, I want to stay attracted to her for the rest of my life. I want to die with this person, right? I would grow old with this person.
Yeah.
So I don't want to ever at any point feel like you're a burden on me. I really want my wife to have her own thing. Even though, let's say I'm the one who bought her a business or put her in a position to do that. But I still want her to be independent of me. Because frankly, I love her enough to support her if she says, yo, Ugo, you've been a bad husband. You're not nice to our kids. I want to leave you.
Yeah.
Right. I want her to be able to walk away and be okay financially. Right, because I love her enough to let her do that. So, but if she's dependent on me, I've retired her, she's just in the house sitting down, she can't do that. Or half of the reason why she's staying with me is because I give her money.
But what if if that's something that she wants for herself? What if she had the
opportunity? She can't be with me.
If she had the opportunity to put herself in that situation, then she would take that. What if it's something that she wants?
It won't last, man.
It wouldn't last.
Not with me anyway.
So you feel that she has to be productive?
Yeah, to some extent. Not productive to the extent that we need her income or the family needs her income.
Yeah.
But she needs to get up every day and go somewhere, man. You can't just be in the house.
That's why I said the responsibility is the house and the kids.
Yeah, okay.
That's not enough.
No, I'll be honest, kids are a big responsibility, yeah.
Okay.
Especially in the young age. But if I'm having kids now, like I said, I want to have kids now, yeah. So
Yeah.
when they get 18 or so, 21, like you're not really gonna have to be with, take care of them, pay that much attention to them. So like that means somewhere in my 50s, in my early 50s, my kids will be old enough.
Yeah.
At that point, okay, she might want to retire at 50, to be honest, but at that point, I still don't want to be, she's just sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do philanthropy, like if I'm going to go out and try and run things or lead or whatever, she should do that as well.
Make appearances with you. Basically.
Yeah, make appearances with me. Yeah. I have a thing of her own, man. Like if I come home and I'm talking about work, I'm talking about like, oh, I did this today, I achieved that, and you're just like, oh, okay, that's cool. I watched Desperate Housewives of Atlanta on TV or something. Like, come on, man. Like, we need to be talking about this. You need to be telling me that, oh yeah, you did this as well,
So what would you say about the thousands of Nigerians out here in
Bro, I'm not in Nigeria, man.
Let's bring it down here. What would you say about a lot of Nigerians out here that just they marry their wives and they just got to be housewives?
Yeah, man.
And there's nothing else they want you to do. They don't want you to do. They don't want you to do any other thing other than just kick back.
That's how my mom and dad were, man. My dad married my mom.
Yeah.
And she used to work in a bank at the time. She was like an officer at UBA or something. And then he was like, no, you have to quit. My dad was a very traditional man. So he paid for everything. But then I think about it, putting myself in my mom's shoes, right? There might have been some points in time where maybe they argued or something. Even though I never saw them argue, but human beings argue.
Yeah,
so they could have argued at some point, and she won't just be able to like walk away. She won't just be able to, she has to still be the one to apologize. She has to be the bigger person all the time because she depends on him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that for my wife, man. I love her enough to let her be on her own, take care of herself. Like, she could even have a house of her own, like a business of her own. Like, because when we are dealing with each other, I want us to be on par.
So you also want her to low-key be independent.
Yeah, be independent of me. Yeah, because it puts me.
It encourages you
in any negotiation, in any relationship, right? There's someone who is like on a higher position, someone who's lesser, or both parties need to have leverage on each other, right? But her being a housewife, she has zero leverage. I could kick her out.
That's not true. Come on, that's not true. You can't. Because there's prenup.
How many situations have you seen in Nigeria where a man is tired of his wife and tells her to leave? Kids stay with him.
Look, let's not talk about Nigeria. Nigeria has a lot of issues to deal with. But now where we did, but they get a lot of issues. Let's make it general, right? That's where those prenuptial agreements come in. Where
how many people sign prenups?
So the advice I'll give is okay, fine. If you do decide to be a housewife and that's what you want, it might be a good idea to sign a prenup with your husband.
See, most prenup agreements come into effect when you split up. When you
split up, but that's just for her to protect.
I'm talking about for the 10 or 20 years where you're still trying to tolerate me as your husband.
Yeah.
Right? Your prenup hasn't kicked in yet.
It hasn't.
You're still poor. You're still dependent on me.
Yes, because you can't kick her out. Still.
Yeah. No, we could still break up.
Oh.
It's just I have to give her a certain amount of money.
It's still going to be your responsibility regardless.
Look, I just want my wife to be independent of me,
I understand.
Besides, aside the prenups or whatever, like, even if she doesn't want to work, right? At least I will build a business and hand it to her. Let her own 100% of it. Let me know that if I don't dip my hand in my pocket and say, take 1 million for the month, she's good. Right? She don't need to ask me no questions. Like, she needs to be able to buy me gifts, man. What the fuck? How's she gonna get that money if I'm giving a babe money or my wife money and she buys me gifts, I bought myself that fucking gift. I don't want that. No, but I want you to buy me a car and I know you spent your money. I prefer that.
That's good. I for me, or particularly, I feel like if I'm in a position to want to retire or actually put my wife in a position where I could retire her and she could just be a housewife, I know that I could sustain the family for whatnot, I don't mind doing that.
Okay, let me tell you something about housewives here.
Look.
Have you noticed that a lot of...
I don't have no problem with that. The only thing that I would just want is just I'll pay attention to her intent in the sense that I also want her to make an effort to want to do something of herself. Do you understand? I would want her to make that effort. That in as much as everything is at your expense, I would also prefer that maybe one or 2 days of you come up in with some good ideas, some business ideas, or open up a shop somewhere that could keep you busy, or that's little things.
That's a typical Nigerian thing, man.
I know it's a typical Nigerian thing, but I'm just giving you an instant. But just come up with something that would impress me and be like, okay, wow, and as much as you have this at your expense, you're the type of person.
You can't marry a career woman now.
I can. I don't have no problem. I'm just saying is that if I grow or whatever, I'm saying if I meet a career woman and I can deal with a career woman properly, but if I'm in a position to retire a career woman, I would tell you, listen.
What if she doesn't want to retire?
I would still say, look, this is on the table. So whenever
check.
Whenever you want to take that, it's all yours. But this is actually on the table. But no, if you still want to work, that's entirely up to you.
Let me paint a scenario for you. Yeah?
Okay.
Let me paint a scenario for you. Let's say you've retired your wife. You got to that level. You're financially free and stuff. But something goes wrong in your life. Let's say you I don't know, you made a bad investment or something and you lose all your money.
Yeah.
Right. What happens at that point?
Well, you lose everything.
You lose everything, yeah.
You get back to work. Get back to the drawing board.
But you're broke again, man.
You were broke before, weren't you?
But I want a situation where she can be like, oh, baby, I got us, man. Go back to work. Go back to building. I've got us.
You were once broke, weren't you?
Yeah, but dude, I never want to go back, man. I'm working now, so I don't have to go back.
That's the whole thing. You never know what life will throw at you.
By the way, I'm broke right now. By the way, yeah. So
you never know what life will throw at you. So if that situation ever occurs to me, I go back straight to the drawing board. But this time around, I go back with a little bit of experience. So my approach would definitely be different.
Yeah.
You understand?
It's true. Like you hear these stories of like millionaires and billionaires like losing money and stuff, but they get right back up after a while.
Yeah.
It's because they're in that situation. They're in the right circles. They have the right networks. They know the right things to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've so it just goes to show that during the process of your growth, you were also learning.
Yeah.
So you can you just have to wake up a little bit and snap into it.
That's true.
You understand? But I see nothing wrong with it. I would like to have someone working class, someone that has aspirations and goals, someone that dreams big, wants to get shit popping, wants to be in the right place, and just wants to, get everything get everything together. That's a plus.
Another reason I don't want a housewife is because, like, I want how do I put it, man? I want her to enjoy everything I'm enjoying.
But she can do that.
If my wife is responsible for cooking in the house every day or like taking care of the kids all the time, I can't spend time with her. Me and her can't enjoy, like we can't travel together because the kids there. I'd rather have enough money, get a maid, or get a babysitter, someone like who lives permanently with us, takes care of the kids. Someone who lives permanently with us, cooks all the food. I don't want her in the kitchen. Like, come on, man, you should be in the bed with me. Let's watch a fucking movie while someone else makes us food, I want to live that life. And then, obviously, in the morning, then she goes to work, I go to work. Then we come back together.
But you can still do that
with a housewife.
Yeah, she can still be a housewife, but this time you're gonna extend the luxury. Basically, that's the part I feel that you might get tired of.
Why? Then you shouldn't marry that person.
Think about it. You think about it. Everything you just mentioned. Someone cooking. It's just catering, maids, servants, whatever the case may be. A lot of people still have that, and they still have housewives. And so you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically, she will still do all that. She doesn't have to cook and do whatnot, and still be a housewife. So her responsibility would just be to guide the kids. Even if you want to go deeper, you can also get someone to tutor and nurture and all that, and just give her a task.
You're such a man. Like you said, give her a task. Like you're imagining a situation where you're fully in control.
Yeah, but
where you determine all the outcomes.
But that's what I'm saying. That particularly is probably where you might get fed up. But the fact that if you can divide the labor in the house and with the kids with her, I feel like that could, obviously motivate her to do multiple things whenever she's she gets up. But if you take away all that control and you just make her just one single standing factor, she just relax and take vacations with you and come back, then you might have a little bit of issue. You might get tired, or
How do we? Hey, listen. I
won't be
signed a contract.
I won't be surprised one day I'll just wake up and Ugo will call me and be like, "Yo," I was like, "How you doing?" It's like, "I'm good." I was like, "Good, okay. What about your shawty? My shawty good." She said, "All right, she got no work." What the hell, man? I'm a motherfucking billionaire. She ain't gotta do no. She ain't gotta do shit. All she just gotta do is just relax, have fun.
If I'm a billionaire, my girl needs to be a billionaire too, bro.
And enjoy this money.
Yeah, you enjoy the money because we both got it, man. We go have it.
You won't give her work.
I don't. See, by the way, I'm not a massage. Like I'm not a secretary. Like I don't give her work. She determines what she wants to do in her life, right? I just know like those are the requirements I need to have before I marry someone. Like you need to have your own thing. You need to have your own interests. If your interests are, whatever they are, you need to have your own thing. Like right now, the way I live my life, I'm very, very independent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like. Every day I'm at work. On the weekends I'm with you, or I'm playing basketball. Like I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
When you have someone in your house, aka a housewife, who is like has nothing doing, just your kids, by the way, and making your food and taking care of your home, she would begin to, at some point, to me, she'll begin to resent you. She begins to resent you because you're always out. You're always doing something. You're always hanging out with your friends, or you're playing sports, or you're out drinking, or you're chilling. You're building business. You have staff. You're doing your own thing while she's just sitting at home. She can't. You do that for 5-10 years. She would begin to resent you at some point. Like fuck this nigga, man.
No, I don't feel there will be any resentment. If you
employ a female secretary first, then you will know.
If you give the exact same amount of attention you give to whatever business it is that you have, whatever it is you got going for yourself, to her, I don't feel she'll resent you for no reason whatsoever. If you come back and you ensure that those emotional factors, those spiritual factors, those physical yearnings, all that is being ticked.
Let me give you a scenario.
I don't think she resents
This is what happened to my mom, right? When my mom was married to my dad, she was technically a housewife. Yeah, she had some businesses, but she was always at home, right?
Yeah.
Taking care of us, the kids, making sure that the house help was cooking and stuff. But she didn't really have any friends. Like when my dad was out, she just chilling.
Yeah.
Obviously, she had us to hang out with her and stuff, but she didn't really have any real friends. So when my dad passed away, she struggled for a few years because she was very, very lonely. Right? But that's what happens in that situation where for the woman, the man is her world. Right? He's everything. He's her money. He's her friend. He's her only friend. Like that's what happens with being housewives. And then she trust me. She begins to add weight. Because she depends on you so much. Even in your own eyes, she becomes less attractive. Yeah. Over time, like the day you employ a hot secretary, you go begin to look that woman because your wife ain't doing shit because she's at home getting fat. I don't want that. Like, bro, if I marry a woman, I honestly want to be with her for the rest of my life. So I want her to be the best she can be at all times. I want her to have her own thing, have her own friends. I want to get jealous for Christ's sake. I want her to go out and I know that like there's a guy that's chatting her up and I'm vexing like, come home now. I want that shit. Not that she's at home, Joe. She's chilling. So
he's saying that it's I want to say slavery, but I'll say low-key, it's like enslaving someone if you feel in a sense.
Your version is a slavery.
No, because everything that you just mentioned right now, the jealousy, all the romance and all that fuse and energy, it could still happen. That's what I'm just trying to explain to you. It could still happen. Like she could still be a housewife.
How, bro? Okay, let me get here.
It doesn't mean her being a housewife doesn't mean that you are her 101% responsibilities.
But she doesn't do nothing. She doesn't go nowhere.
It's low-key retirement, right? We're talking about retirement, and it's the same thing. You retire, I say I retire, I have a bucket list. Now, you retire her as a housewife, she has a bunch of things that she wants to do in her life.
Okay, now fuck that. So you're trying to tell me like every day I graft, I go to work, I work hard, I'm trying to do that, I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
And she comes home and she's like, oh yeah, baby, I just spent like the weekend in, I don't fucking know, Maldives or something. And you're like, oh yeah, I was at work.
Yeah, but
You be the one to start resenting herself.
No, the house and the kids. But what if like she has things that obviously she wants to use to mold herself? She could be enthusiastic about exercises. She could, have a book class, or she could write a book. Like, she could do a lot of things. Like, there are 1,001 things that
You are the typical Nigerian man. Look at the things you said. She could write a book. She could have... What do you say about fitness or classes or exercise? Come on.
She could.
Why didn't you say that she could be the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company? Why didn't you say that? Because you want to be the one with that power.
No, because you've already retired her. What does she have to do again?
Okay, what if she wants to retire you?
Or what if she wants to retire me? I probably wouldn't now because,
okay.
I need to.
So why are you the one that gets to be the one making money while she's the one that gets to be retired?
No, I'm saying because if I'm in a position to do that, I'll put that on the table.
What if she's in the position to do it?
And she puts it for me on the table.
She's like, yeah, baby, I want you to. What will you do?
I probably wouldn't do that.
Why?
Because I love to work. I love to hustle.
No, that's not the real reason.
No, for real talk.
The real reason you wouldn't want your wife to retire you is because you know that there will be imbalance of power in that house.
No, I don't have.
Come on now.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I feel like if that was ever the case, right? Like I would really sprout with in terms of some of the things that I want to do that I can't do because of the circumstances that I am. I really pay attention to them. Those objectives that I really want to do that I really can't do right now because I have to put in that work. I would focus more attention on them. And most of those objectives are the things that give me the maximum joy.
Joy in life, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll invest in that to the fullest. Who wouldn't love that? I would. But the fact is that I just want to grind. There's just something that you gain from when you earn something. There's something about earning something that, is very empowering.
Yeah. So that's why I think I worked till I die. Yeah.
That's why, yeah. But I know a lot of females that have said that if they ever had the opportunity to be retired,
they would take it.
They would jump on it real quick.
Yeah.
And there's a number of them out there.
It just feels like she would
But
after a while, it's nice to marry a trophy wife, yeah? It's nice to marry someone who don't do anything, she's pretty, she just keeps herself pretty for you. But I just feel like it's not sustainable, man. At some point, I'd find another trophy wife, if she had her own thing, I'd love that. I think I'd be more attracted to a lady that comes to tell me every other week that, oh yeah, by the way, I did this, I achieved that, and we built this, and we could even talk about like trading employees, and if she does something in her business, I could be like, oh yeah, babe, how did you do that? I want to try that in my business as well. Those kind of conversations, So
those type of things are, they give you a little bit of.
That's what turns me on.
Turns you on. Gets you in the element.
Hey, but who knows, man?
But it's good. I understand where you're coming from, though. Trust me, from my ends, I just feel like, I have to. If I have the opportunity to end it real quick, I'll end that stress. Because trust me, it's not easy out there. And a lot of people don't really understand how difficult it is for certain people to actually just be productive. Some people just need peace of mind. So if I'm in a position where I can render that and it's not gonna affect me, I'm taking it. But I'm not gonna force it on you. In as much as there are a lot of people out here that would enforce it, that this is
the way you
compulsory.
must be.
You have to be a housewife if you're gonna come into my family.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna force it on you. I'm just gonna put it on the table that's an option, and it's up to you to pick it up.
Do you not feel like this opens you up to having a fraud of a wife?
A fraud?
Yeah, a woman who marries you because she knows at some point she'll be retired.
But you're not going to tell her from the onset of the relationship or the wedding that you're going to retire her.
The way you behave during the dating, if she sees the way you behave, you pay for every single thing, but she tells you I need to go to this place. You're like, oh yeah, okay, how much does it cost? Let me pay. Once she start doing all that, it might skew her judgment now.
But that's just an African thing. In terms of this whole paying thing,
it's rampant.
It's rampant. Yeah. And I feel like it's something we should also really address on the show, maybe when you come on next time.
Yeah.
But I I don't see anything wrong with it. You understand? The only time that I feel like there's a problem is when you're beginning to when you're beginning to abuse it. That's when there's a problem.
Do you know how many girls in Lagos?
Because I feel it's a give and take situation. Okay, so sometimes you come through, sometimes she'll come through. Even if you come through more often than she does, right? As far as there's that tick for tat.
You've dated Lagos girls.
Give and take.
Yeah.
You understand?
How many women do you know in these Lagos that do any give and take? That pay for things.
Oh, if I feel like, not a large majority though. Like let's just say,
don't pay for shit.
Yeah, but there's still a few here and there that also come through, especially the working class ones, the hustlers and all that. They still come through, but they've been brought up in a system where like
that's our culture, right?
That's the culture, and then it's the man's responsibility to do everything. But all I'm just saying is, as long as it's tick for tat, it's a give and take type relationship. Even if one side is more, even if
one side contributes more,
as far as that is in there, then that's fine. Where there's going to be a problem for me in my case is when someone's completely selfish, and inconsiderate, and only just wants to take.
Yeah, I was going to mention earlier. Do you know how many girls in Lagos say, "I love you"? Because of money.
Yes, in Lagos.
Because of poverty. No, I don't call it money. Because she will see you as her exit from her life, whatever life she was living before, right? And she could hasten all these things, quicken all the love. Okay, man, this guy, I want to marry this guy. You see, he can take care of my family, he can take care of my mom, he can take care of my kids. Like that completely skews her judgment. I want a woman who is going to marry me to be doing it because the sole reason is because she loves me.
Yeah.
Nothing else. My money shouldn't come into question. Yes, the fact that I'm responsible and I will probably take care of her could be in play.
Yeah.
But the fact that I have money should not be the reason why she decides to go the long way with me.
Yeah, but that's what happens out here a lot.
That's what happens all the time. Yeah.
It happens all the time. Yeah. Because a lot of
we're poor. Like Nigeria is a poor country, man. People are poor.
It is. And a lot of people out here, they just feel like, once you are buoyant enough to take care of the family, you can, like, if you go into some cultures, you can marry as much wives as you want, as long as you can take care of them.
In our culture, you can't. Now. In the North, they do it.
And as long as you take care of them, you get the blessings. Do you understand? So it's not really, it's just, funds is like a major issue. You could take it. But for me, though, I still don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? I just don't want it to be I just don't want to be placed in a situation where like the person is not considerate. Even if I can, I still want you to, come through and be like, this, that, A, B, this is my option, this is your, just contribute and just show me that you can.
See, let me paint a scenario for you. That's the most
important thing. And that would even encourage me to be like, oh, don't worry, just
right. Let me paint you a scenario, right?
Get me.
You talk about you don't want her to be inconsiderate and things like that, right?
Yeah.
So in a situation where she's been retired and she doesn't earn any money, right? Yeah. You earn all the money.
Yeah.
And she has an idea, something she wants to do.
Okay.
That she thinks is fucking amazing, right?
Okay.
And the idea, from your perspective, the idea is crap.
Yeah.
Right. But she needs like 10 million or something to get it done.
Okay.
Because you think it's crap, you say no.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, definitely.
And she gets angry because where else do you want her to get the money from?
Okay.
Right? At that point, she resents you because what the fuck? And in your opinion, you're like making the right decision, but you might not be. Like, but if she had her own money, she could just do it.
She can't resent me for deciding not to. If I give her and explain to her and give her like a good reason why I do not want to.
Think about this the other way around. You have a good idea.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to support it. You're telling me that if she explains to you that your idea is bad,
if she comes out with a spreadsheet, properly explain to me why she feels that is a bad idea.
This is why I say you are a Nigerian man.
No.
You see, now because you are making it your decision.
I'm being real.
Yeah, it should be her decision, man.
Yeah, but if she comes out, she has to like. If she comes, you said if she flipped the tables, right? If she comes out and gives and if she comes out and explains to me that logically, in a nice, calm conversation, this is the reason why I don't feel this is plausible or feasible, and I feel like it would be profitable. It would make me reconsider but not just say, hell no, whatever. I'm not gonna do that. So if it was me, I would lay it down that you might not, and this, and that. And that's what it is.
Well, I don't know. I don't see it that way. I think she'll, at some point, we'll have problems. Like, if she's not earning, I think we would have, because I'm making all the financial decisions, I have a perspective on life, which might be different from hers, man.
Yeah.
You know? And I want her to be able to do her own thing. If she always feels like she has to go through you to do something or to, you know, at some point, I think that is not sustainable. It will break at some point. There'll be a point where she resents you because of something you didn't let her do.
What do you mean you let her do? She has all the free time in the world to do whatever she wants.
Money.
Well, what do you mean?
Time don't mean anything. It's money that she
you know, like, so I don't think she resents you. If she has any resentment, it's probably she has some daddy issues and whatnot, man.
Don't say this anywhere else.
No, because why would you resent me when I'm not stopping you from anything. The only thing is I just decided not to give you some cash for one or two projects.
But that itself is a problem because you are the one that retired her. You are the one that made her not work. So she would look at you like, nigga, I'm not working because of you. So give me money. Like, I want to do this crazy thing. I want to invest in housing in Paco or something.
I would.
Come on.
If I had, that's the whole point of me retiring her. I know that. And I would.
What if
it does not make sense? Exactly. You said bad investment. If it's a bad investment, I'll let her know this is bad investment. I'm not ready to do that.
Like, look at the situation.
And she should go to the drawing board and come up with something more structured.
Okay, what if you're wrong? That means you're assuming that you are right.
I would lay it down.
Or because you are the man, you are always right.
Listen, I would lay it down.
See, I can corner you because of law.
You just told me it's a bad idea. That's what I'm going off. You just told me it's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea from your perspective.
Yeah, from my perspective.
What is it? From her perspective, it's a great idea.
I've already done my own groundwork. I've done my own research.
But that means you are assuming you are correct. What if you are wrong? You're human. You could be wrong.
I could be wrong, but
you didn't give her the money, so like.
I would prefer if at that particular point in time I felt I was right. You know, I'll probably advise her to come up with a different idea.
The situation I would prefer
same circumstance, it doesn't have to. It will be the same investment, the same everything, the same. But I might not be in support of it, and I'll be like, look, you have two options. You either go and get a constructive team that will come together and put all this thing, and you give me something logical. Then I'll make that investment.
Like, I would prefer a situation
if it's not well thought out and planned out, given the experience that I have and. My everything that my growing up, school, education, all that. If it's not logical, I wouldn't support that.
She no go school. She no grow up.
She probably would. So that's the whole idea. So if I know that she went to school and do all that, that's the more reason why she would have to. Her presentation would have to be different.
The situation I would prefer is that she comes to me about an idea or something I think is crap. Right? We talk about it. I explain why I think it's crap.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, she still thinks it's a great idea. I have no problem. Go do it with your money.
Yeah, you give her the money.
No. She has her money.
Well, you just said that she's gonna she doesn't have the money because she retired her, so the funds.
No, I'm not retiring her. I'm saying she's just discussing her idea with me.
Okay.
They say, "Oh, baby, I want to do this. I want to work on this. I'm like, it's crap, right? I tell her honestly. I show my spreadsheets, whatever, and she's like, "No, I still think it's a good idea." I'm like, okay, cool. Try it out and let me see. Like. Do your thing.
So you're giving her, she has to try it out, but she's coming to you for finances.
No, she's not coming to me for finance. She's just telling me as her husband,
she's just telling you,
I'm doing this. Yeah, this is what I want to do.
What's her circumstance? Is she a housewife?
She's not a housewife. I don't do housewife.
So that's a different situation now. That's different now.
Okay, so what if she does that on her own with her money and it works out?
That's a different case. Like,
if it works out, that means I was wrong.
No, that's a different case because she's not she's not reliant on you. She's not dependent on you.
Yeah.
You understand? This is a different case. So she can go and execute it however she wants.
Mm-hmm. That's what I want.
Sometimes she might not even have to she might not need your consent.
Yes.
Yeah, she might just go execute it, let
you know. Well, she's my wife. So it's not that she needs my consent, but we discuss things.
We discuss, yeah. Some people are crazy sometimes. Right? They don't need your consent. They'll just go execute it and probably tell you when it's over with.
Yeah.
You get me? So that's a different case. But here, the initial instance you gave me was she's the housewife, reliant on you, dependent on you, comes up with a crappy plan or crappy business idea. You know that for sure it's not feasible.
From your perspective.
It's not feasible. What would you do? I'll just tell her to go back to the drawing board and come up with something more structured.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's that's your perspective. She might be.
So what would
she
you
might
say
be
about
right.
what would you say about all this housewife of Atlanta, housewife of
I don't even watch any of those shows, man, because I think they're
those
stupid
reality
as
shows,
fuck.
and they're so happy with their lives and all that. What do you think about those girls?
Well, on TV,
Happy?
hey, listen. What they show you on TV, I don't know. That is scripted television, right?
No,
It's reality TV, but it's scripted.
Reality is
It's
not.
scripted.
It's not all the way
Fam.
scripted. It's not
Reality
like you're
TV is
shooting a film.
scripted. Google that shit. Reality
No,
TV is
listen,
scripted.
it's not all the way scripted. Some of the instances are like, excuse me,
If it's not
organic.
scripted, why do they have screenwriters? Why do they have directors that direct what they're doing?
Yeah, directing is just for you to figure out what angles
I was
were
watching.
shot,
I was
all
watching
that stuff. But
Keeping Up
no.
with Kardashians one time. I think someone was like they were doing like a surprise party for someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they all that lights off kind of thing. So the person like opened the door and everybody, hey, happen. But there was a fucking camera behind the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does that make it scripted?
That's clearly planned.
No, that guy is just right. This is just there. It's just
So
there to.
there's always a camera person with them 24/7. Coming from all angles.
Look,
Come on, man.
Bro, if I God willing, I'll probably start a goddamn reality show. If I was to start a reality show, man, and you are in the reality show or you're a lead role or whatnot, and I know that we're shooting a scene in a restaurant, right? And you're coming from wherever it is you're coming, the team is gonna be with you, man. They're gonna follow you all the way. Whether they come in the shot
So
or
where the
not.
fuck is the downtime, man?
What downtime?
Where's the downtime? Like you can't have a camera with you 24/7, man.
Yeah, it's not 24/7. That's why I said it's partly scripted. It's not completely scripted. It's not like a film.
Hey, we digress.
I give you an instance, right? This is it. It's not all the time that the camera is going to be on you or with you. But when there's a particular event or occasion that they need to cover, you're going to be involved. Now, if there's a team that they're working with, i.e., A and B are saying hi to C, they let you know what the team is so you have an idea of what you're walking into. But they don't script it out words for words like it is on TV and commercials and and movies and sitcoms and things like that. It's a different structure for that. But low-key, it's partly scripted, partly organic.
Anyway, what we were talking about was are the Real Housewives of Atlanta and whatever, Real Basketball Wives, whatever, are they happy?
Yeah.
Are they really enjoying their life?
Yeah. That's the question.
Bro, I highly doubt that, man.
Why?
Because it's scripted TV, man.
What makes you think they're not happy? They have everything they want.
Well, I'm not in their shoes. I don't know.
Exactly.
But
they have everything they want. The only problem they need to worry about is probably how they look, what they eat, what type of friends they make, where they go, where they
or
visit.
maybe those TV shows pay those women, right? So that's their own hustle, I guess.
I mean, it could still be, but I know they're still financed.
Yeah. But I do know, like, they probably paint like a nice picture of their lives and everything, but things are not really like that, Like, it's just like Instagram. Okay, look at Instagram right now. Everybody's on Instagram flexing, going to the beach, going on nights and everything. It looks like their lives are fucking awesome.
Because no one really wants to come and tell you with a nitty-gritty of what's going on in their life.
That's probably the same thing reality shows, yeah? I'm not going to tell you when I'm having downtime or when I'm having, like, when I'm depressed or when I'm having my relationship isn't working out, all that stuff. So, I can't watch a TV show like that and be like, oh shit, I want to have their life. Because I don't know if they're happy or not.
You can't really say. It just depends on them individually, but based off what they demonstrate, this is partly what I see. A lot of people want to be in their shoes. Do you understand? A lot of people want to be in their shoes. A lot of girls want that for themselves. Yeah. And if they could, why wouldn't they jump on that?
Why would they jump on Yeah,
but I understand.
Well, none of those girls can marry Ugusha.
I understand. A working class, top-notch working class girl or woman and, just putting in that work is probably what, you like. I don't have any problem with that. I feel like it's good. But then again, like, I feel like there's a little bit of a disadvantage to that. You know why? Now, you have a girl that has all that, works, everything, does all that. Don't you think at some point in the relationship, if you don't keep up to the expectations or the standards of which she is at any particular point in time of her life, right?
You're talking about a situation where she's retired, yeah? Like you've retired her.
No, I'm talking about your situation.
Oh, my scenario where we both
where she's working class, has a job, has a business, climbing up the ladder, you got whatever shit it is she's doing, and you don't keep up with her. Don't you think?
You mean like I lose money, or like I'm
you
down?
don't keep up with her standards at some point.
It's worse.
Don't you think? Don't you think that would be an issue because that could lead to problems along the line where you might not be her eye candy anymore, or and someone that
let us put it the exact same thing you just said. Let us put you the other way around, right?
Well, you've not answered mine yet.
Okay. Listen, first of all, before I marry someone, I want someone who loves me for me, not for my money.
For you.
Not for my financial situation or whatever. Right. So even if I go broke for some reason, she has money. We could live off what she has till I'm back to where I need to be.
Yeah.
Right. And if she loves me for me and not because of what I have, that should work. It should. Ideally, if not, she can walk away. That's fine. But if this exact same thing you just said works out in your situation, where you've retired her and then you go broke, two of you are fucked, and she'd likely leave you because she's a trophy wife. She's fine. She's pretty. She's taking care of herself. She probably go to some other nigga that has money, bro.
No, I don't think that would be the case for me though, particularly. Like if that was the circumstance, I feel like I would be able to, pick myself back up. It won't be hard.
Well, yeah.
And if you think she's going to leave, but then again, you'd have already made, like, obviously you would have been in a position to make the right steps in terms of like what you should protect. You talked about assets and all this good stuff. You'd have probably laid down some grounds for yourself that might still protect you. And then you're broke doesn't mean broke. Like Mike Tyson broke is not like a regular person broke. So if you were in that position to do that, I don't think it would be too drastic. Do you understand?
Yeah, you have a point, man.
It would be too drastic. But anyway,
all that is still centered around you. That's.
Both of them still have their pros and cons.
Of course.
But for me, I feel like if I wanted to retire someone capable of doing that, I'll do that without a doubt. For a working class, if female, like in the workforce, ambitions and all that, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it might become a competition. You
mean between the two of you?
Yeah. It might become a competition.
Yeah. What if you're friends? That competition should be healthy, right?
That could lead to resentment at some point.
Yeah, but that's...
You might say love. Listen, there's more to it than just
if someone
love.
is your friend, right?
There's more to it than just love.
If someone is your friend, you marry your friend, someone who you get along with really well.
Yeah.
Right? If you're doing really well, she should be happy for you. And if she's doing very well, you should be happy for her. So I don't see that as being a reason why you would resent each other. Oh yeah, she makes more money than me. That's only a problem when you want to make more money than her. When you feel like I should be retiring this woman, Joe.
No. So that it's not even about you trying to do that. It's not about it. It's just like generally there's this expectation that would have to come from your side. There's this expectation of, because you've laid down the structure already, that you're working, I'm doing it, we have to get it together, right? And so there's an expectation that you've already planted from the beginning of the relationship that has been nurturing and has been growing. And then it gets to a point where like it's you on your own will feel like, look, if I don't live up to this, right, I feel like this might not work.
Yeah.
If I don't live up to the standard that we've already created for ourselves, I feel like it might not work. And so you'd always, instead of thinking about, oh wow, I'm just coming back home to a loving wife and all that stuff, you think a little bit about that, but then you'd also now think about what your obligations are. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yeah. I think that situation is worse when you are the one and you are the breadwinner. It's worse when you are the one making all the money. Because I know I've heard of many situations where like men jump off a fucking bridge or something because they're
Depression.
depressed, yeah. And that's because maybe they got laid off from their job or their investments didn't go too well, you know, and they can't support their family anymore, you know. And there's so much, like I imagine a situation where the man is the breadwinner, he's making all the money, woman doesn't have any of that responsibility. Obviously, she takes care of the kids and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then, because the man is going through a hard time, let's say his finances aren't working out, work isn't doing well, businesses are like failing and stuff, and he has so much pressure on himself mentally to do all of this, right? Because things are falling apart. He feels like, oh my God, if I don't pick things up quickly, I might not be able to pay my children's school fees, I might not be able to buy food for the house. You know, he's under all that mental pressure. And the wife is just sitting at home like, yeah, dude, you sort it out when you sort it out, you know? A lot of men go through that kind of trouble in their lives because they've put themselves in that situation where their wife doesn't earn anything.
Well, they're responsible for everything.
Yeah. And your family, you could really fuck up your family if that's the truth.
Well,
imagine you die, bro. Like, come on, man. Okay, situations where the woman is breadwinner, because this happened in my family. My dad was breadwinner and he passed away.
Yeah,
he had financial struggles for a long time.
Oh please, but it wasn't crazy. I was thinking of making that, asking you that, but it wasn't crazy.
It was crazy, bro.
You want to see crazy? Should I take you to crazy so you run away?
No, okay, I've never had crazy, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy.
But it was a significant drop from the lifestyle we had.
Have you ever one day hollered and spoke to your mom and asked her making that decision, does she ever regret it?
The decision to not make money.
But
she makes money, but like
I would probably tell you that I don't want to be speaking on her behalf, but I'll probably tell you that she went for it.
I should probably ask her. I don't know. I should ask her.
You know,
just from the symptoms that I see. You know, my dad died. She didn't have many friends at that point.
Yeah.
You know, finances weren't so good because he wasn't around. You know, I would think from what I can see, those symptoms, I would say she would have regretted that decision. Yeah. I don't know, but I've never actually asked her to say.
So just ask her.
If you had it, I would ask her, if you had it the second time around, like could you live your life again would you make that decision?
Yeah.
I should probably. Frankly, I'd ask her and I'll come on another episode and explain to you what she said.
No problems, man. We got you on that. So yeah, Ugo, man, it was good kicking it, man.
Okay.
I mean, it was a blast. We had a good time.
Yeah, man. I didn't even know and how long has it been already?
It should be like an hour, 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought it was gonna be?
I thought it'd be here for like 20 minutes. Man. It's just the conversation is like
it
flowing.
Keeps going. Obviously, I want us to keep going on and on and on. But I feel like on the next episode when you come on in, we'll just probably chit chat and have more. I want us to talk basketball and a little bit of experiences in the UK, Nottingham, Trent, SU, Altons. How much liquor, the girls. Wow. All that good time.
Oh, dude, I'm ready, man. Whenever you're ready, we'll talk.
You know what time it is now. So, everybody, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. This is RadarVault. You know what time it is, Mecca season. Always Mecca season. I say that all the time. So, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Yeah, I just kicked it with my nigga Ugopreneur. So, just follow him up at all
Instagram, Twitter.
Just go for it, man.
I think I'm on YouTube too. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. Ugopreneur. I'll probably leave a link somewhere, so y'all should just check Ugo out. And it's a cool dude. But thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace. Go gadget flow. Go gadget flow. Go gadget flow.